Hi, my name is Sonia from An Enthusiastic Reader. Today is the We Ain't Getting No Younger tag that was originally created by the Codex Cantina channel, and I was tagged, and it's appropriate because I recently had a birthday a couple of days ago, and I certainly ain't getting any younger. So I thought this was a fun tag, and here we go. I think it might take longer to read the questions than it does to tell you my answers. Number 1, while it's proven too many birthdays can kill you, the amount of cake we eat is still under debate. Name the most recent book that gave you a sugar/book high. And a sugar high to me is something that's almost artificial. I mean, you feel very high and then you have a crash. So the book I chose for this, no disparagement at all to the book, was Cold Hearted Rake by Lisa Kleypas. This is a romance. It's the first in a series about a family of very lustful and sex-positive aristocrats in England. So, I mean, need I say more? That's basically what it is. Yes. So anyway, this book was fun to read. I read the second one. I probably will read the whole series, but to tell you the truth, I don't think they will really stick with you too long. Number 2, sometimes we get older and wider instead of older and wiser. Name the longest book you've ever read. The book I'm choosing for this is Atlas Shrugged. It came in at 1,556 pages. Now, do I have to admit that I actually did not read probably the entire John Galt boring ass speech at the end? Yes. So did I actually read all those pages? No, but I'm giving myself credit because I did sit through what was really probably one of the worst books I ever read. Number 3, the best part about pictures is that they're always a younger version of you. Name a book that you enjoyed more the first time you read it than the second. Okay, I'm choosing for this Flowers in the Attic by V.C. Andrews. I think I first read this when I was about 13 and thought it was great, thought it was amazing, curious, confusing, icky, but I did like it. And then I decided to read it again just a few years ago, and my God, it's horrible. It's a horrible, horrible book with incest and pouring hot tar into people's hair and children trapped together and being starved and poisoned and all for money, and their terrible grandparents and their terrible mother and father. Ugh. It just makes me feel creepy just even talking about it. So probably won't be reading that again. Number 4, as you get older, you must learn to never skip a bathroom break before jumping in a car ride. Name a book you read in very few sittings. Have you ever walked to the bathroom holding the book and then blindly fumbled for the door handle? I think they had a lot of fun creating these questions. The one I chose for this is Our Souls at Night by Kent Haruf. This is a pretty short novel about a late in life love affair between two people who were neighbors, didn't really know each other much in this small town, and then they're both widowed and they come together just to kind of as a salve for loneliness. And it's a gorgeous book, and I cried my heart out at that book, and it's pretty short, so I think I did read it in one afternoon. Number 5, don't let old age get you down because it's harder to get back up these days. Name a book you had to put down and why. This is something I just put down last week. It's a memoir called In the Land of Men by Adrian Miller. And on the surface, this is a book that I should have really liked. It's a memoir about the publishing industry. It's a kind of almost a Me Too memoir. It also talks a lot about famous authors. Especially David Foster Wallace. So I was primed to learn a lot about this woman's experience as a younger person in the magazine publishing industry. And I wanted to like it. And I started to read it, and her observations are really inane. I didn't really feel like she's older now, and I didn't feel like her observations from this vantage point looking backward were really at all profound or even interesting. And she had this really annoying tick of putting kind of stupid little anecdotes in parentheses all throughout the text. And I just wish that the editing had been better. I got about 30% in and I thought, I just don't really want to read this story. And it should have been a story I would have been deeply interested in at some point. So that's a book I did put down. Number 6, age isn't how long you've been alive, it's how many lives you've lived. What book genres have you been wanting to try outside your comfort zone? I have no answer for this. I'm very happy with the choices that I make. I do try to read pretty widely, not really that interested in sci-fi. Don't really want to become interested in sci-fi or young adult novels, so I'm happy in my zone and I'm just passing on this question. Number 7, life gets worse the older you get. Luckily, you don't have much left. Name a book that slowly turned sour for you, but you finished anyway. Were you glad you stuck it out? I choose for this question The Killer Inside Me by Jim Thompson. This is a noir, gritty crime story about it, written from the perspective of a killer. And it is so gruesome, so misogynistic, so violent, and so I just didn't feel that there was any reason for me to have any kind of human empathy with this character, and maybe that was the point. But I did stick it out even though I was kind of repulsed the entire way through. And am I glad I stuck it out? I guess, because now I can say that I did it, but would I ever read another Jim Thompson novel? Probably not. Number 8, peer pressure seems to decrease as you get older. Where did all your friends go? Name a book that you checked out because of peer pressure. Were you happy to have tried it? I will say that I am influenced a lot by BookTube and enjoy reading books that other people are reading, but I can't really say that I feel peer pressure to read something. I cannot think of an answer to this question. I'm passing. Number 9, friends don't let friends get older alone. Tag people. If you haven't yet done this tag, you should do it. It's fun. You're also getting older. You're also not getting any younger. And this was fun. It's a quick, easy tag. And thank you guys for tagging me and creating it. And I will see you all in the next video if I make it that long. Bye.